Welcome to Brainetainment, your premier destination for well-researched, factual and compelling health-related content. We're on a mission to provide you with the most insightful and scientifically backed health information. Our goal? To enlighten, engage and empower you with knowledge that can transform your life. If you're interested in diving deeper into the world of health and wellness, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more enlightening videos. Today, we delve into a fascinating topic, the harmful effects of sugar and how it compares to alcohol. Sugar, it's in so many of our foods, but do we really know what it's doing to our bodies? It's a bitter truth. Sugar is everywhere. It's not just in your sweets and sodas, it's in your bread, your sauces, your cereals, and even in your so-called healthy snacks. It's stealthily infiltrated every corner of our diets, and we're consuming it in quantities far beyond what our bodies were designed to handle. Let's take a moment to unwrap some alarming facts. The World Health Organization recommends a daily sugar intake of no more than 6 teaspoons for an adult. Yet the average individual in developed countries consumes a staggering 22 teaspoons of sugar a day. That's nearly 4 times the recommended amount. This overconsumption of sugar doesn't just lead to a larger waistline, it fuels a host of health issues. Obesity, once a rarity, is now a global epidemic. Today, more than 2 billion people worldwide are overweight or obese, and sugar is a key player in this alarming trend. But it doesn't stop at obesity. Excessive sugar intake is also a major factor in the development of heart disease. It's linked to harmful changes in blood pressure and cholesterol levels, and it promotes inflammation and weight gain, all of which can lead to heart disease. And then there's diabetes. In the past 3 decades, the global prevalence of diabetes has nearly doubled. It's a chronic condition that can lead to kidney damage, nerve damage, and even blindness. And you've guessed it, sugar is a significant culprit. Let's not forget, sugar doesn't just impact our physical health, it also affects our mental well-being. Research has shown a correlation between high sugar diets and an increased risk of depression and anxiety. In essence, the sweet allure of sugar masks a concerning health crisis. We're in the grip of a sugar pandemic, and it's time we took a hard look at our sugar-laden diets. The sugar crisis is real, and it's happening right now. So let's arm ourselves with knowledge and make informed choices about what we put into our bodies. Now let's turn our attention to another commonly consumed substance, alcohol. When we think of alcohol, we often associate it with a good time, relaxation, and social camaraderie. Yet the dark side of alcohol consumption is no secret. It's a well-known fact that excessive alcohol consumption can lead to a range of health problems, from liver disease to addiction, and even playing a role in various forms of cancer. Just like sugar, alcohol is consumed in vast quantities worldwide. It's slipped into our daily routines, celebrated and often consumed without a second thought. However, lurking beneath the surface of that seemingly innocent glass of wine or bottle of beer are harmful effects that mirror those of sugar. Liver disease, for instance, is a common result of excessive alcohol consumption. This condition develops as alcohol damages the liver, preventing it from breaking down harmful substances. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's right, high sugar intake can also lead to a similar condition known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, where the liver is unable to break down excess sugar, resulting in fat buildup. Alcohol addiction is another alarming consequence. It's a chronic disease characterized by an inability to stop or control alcohol use despite its negative effects on one's health and relationships. In a similar vein, sugar can also be addictive. It stimulates the reward center in our brains, leading us to crave more, and over time requiring larger amounts to satisfy our cravings. Finally, let's not forget the link between alcohol and various forms of cancer. The World Health Organization has classified alcohol as a Group 1 carcinogen, the same category as tobacco. While sugar hasn't been classified as a carcinogen, research has shown that high sugar diets can contribute to obesity and inflammation, both of which are risk factors for cancer. It's clear that sugar and alcohol share more in common than we might think. The consumption of both these substances can lead to serious health consequences, making it important for us to be mindful of our intake. After all, our health should always be our top priority. But why are sugar and alcohol so harmful to our bodies? The answer isn't as sweet as you might think. It all boils down to how sugar and alcohol interact with our cells, the fundamental building blocks of our bodies. Let's start with sugar. When we consume sugar, our bodies break it down into glucose and fructose. Glucose is essential for our bodies, our cells use it for energy, but fructose, on the other hand, is not so friendly. The liver has to process fructose, and when there's too much, the liver turns it into fat. This can lead to a host of health issues, including fatty liver disease and insulin resistance, a precursor to diabetes. Now let's talk about alcohol. It's a toxin, plain and simple. When we drink alcohol, our bodies have to work hard to get rid of it. The liver, once again, is the organ that handles this job. It breaks down the alcohol into acetaldehyde, a toxic compound that's even more harmful than alcohol itself. Over time, this can lead to liver damage and a range of other health problems, including heart disease and cancer, but there's more. Both sugar and alcohol can mess with our brains. They trigger the release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. Over time, this can lead to addiction as our brains start to crave that dopamine rush. And let's not forget about inflammation. Both sugar and alcohol can cause inflammation in the body, which is linked to a plethora of diseases, including heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's. So you see, it's not just about the calories, it's about what these substances do to our bodies on a cellular level. They can cause harm in a multitude of ways, from our brains to our livers and everything in between. Indeed, the science paints a clear picture of the damage both substances can cause. Despite the clear dangers, why are we so drawn to sugar? That's the question we find ourselves grappling with. Let's delve into the sweet deception that sugar has successfully spun. Sugar, in its many forms, is quite the master manipulator. It's a sly charmer that convinces our brains to not just like it, but to crave it, much like a puppeteer pulling the strings of a marionette. It's not just about the sweet taste, it's about the way sugar makes us feel. When we consume sugar, it triggers the release of dopamine, the so-called feel-good neurotransmitter in our brains. Dopamine is responsible for that rush of pleasure and satisfaction we experience, the same kind of rush that addictive substances like alcohol can cause. Here's where the plot thickens. Our brains are designed to seek out activities that release dopamine. It's a survival mechanism, really. In the primitive times, dopamine was released when we found food or achieved something significant, pushing us to repeat those beneficial behaviors. But sugar, with its dopamine-triggering abilities, has hijacked this system. Just as alcohol does, sugar tricks our brains into associating its consumption with survival and achievement. This leads to cravings, to us seeking out that dopamine rush. And just like with alcohol, over time, we need more sugar to achieve the same level of satisfaction as our tolerance builds up. It's a vicious cycle, a trap that's all too easy to fall into and incredibly hard to escape from. The deceptive nature of sugar doesn't end there. It masks itself in various forms and hides in foods you'd least expect, making it difficult for us to truly grasp how much of it we're consuming. It's not just in your sweets and desserts, it's in your bread, your pasta sauce, your salad dressings, and so much more. Just like alcohol, sugar can lead us down a dangerous path of addiction. But recognizing this deception is the first step towards breaking free. It's time we pull back the curtain and see sugar for what it truly is, a sweet deception. So the next time you reach for that sugary treat, think twice. It's essential to remember that sugar, this seemingly harmless sweet substance we often indulge in, carries with it a plethora of health risks akin to those associated with alcohol. We've delved into the sugar crisis, showing how pervasive and detrimental it is, affecting millions worldwide. The alarming statistics around obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, majorly fueled by our collective sweet tooth, can't be brushed aside. Just like alcohol, sugar also has a profound impact on our bodies. It's not just about weight gain. Sugar, particularly in its processed form, triggers the same pleasure centers in our brains as alcohol does. It's this profound neurological impact that makes it so easy for us to get hooked, leading to a vicious cycle of craving, consumption, and withdrawal. We've also explored the science behind the harm, the way sugar interferes with our metabolism, causing a ripple effect of health issues, is startlingly similar to the way alcohol wreaks havoc on our bodies. And let's not forget the sweet deception, the way sugar is marketed and presented to us as a harmless, even necessary part of our diet, much like alcohol in some cultures. Remember, your health is your wealth. Thank you for watching Braintainment. Do not forget to subscribe for more insightful health content.